We need to use money.
We will call the December Public Works meeting to order. Agenda, maybe, if it comes up. 13-point agenda, proof of notification, Mr. Commissioner.
Yes.
Properly notified. All right. Agenda approval from somebody, please.
Second.
Mr. What is your name? Mr. Cooley. And Mr. Cosgrove. All those in favor of the 13-point agenda, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. All right. Previous minutes from our November meeting are all in the folder. Questions, concerns, as they were presented? If not, I would entertain a motion to approve as presented.
Also move, Richard.
Mr. Manning and Richard gets the second. Down in Florida, right, Richard?
Yes, I am.
All right. You'll be wishing you were back here for tomorrow morning. All those in favor of approving the minutes as presented signify by saying aye.
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 Any public comment? Item number 5. Nobody here from the public. All right. Mr. Clint, you're up. Number 6. Courthouse maintenance report.
Mr. Chair, can you hear me?
We can.
Okay, we've got the property management report. I'll pull it up on the screen here and I will defer to Assistant Dahl, who prepared most of the items and has been following attentively on the different aspects of the building between her and Supervisor Nelson to keep you abreast.
Perfect. Ms. Cheryl.
Okay, we'll start out with key inventory. 35% has been turned in. We've checked out some of Randy's stray keys and we'll keep working on his strays, but it just looks like we've got kind of a mess, but I think we knew that. DOJ grant, the door will be going in on the 22nd.
Between the 22nd and the 31st, the door will be going in.
And then we'll get the wiring done for that, and then the automatic doors updated, the entrance doors. I think that will wrap up that grant. Window replacement, they're coming to measure the week of the 14th, either on the date of the 14th or the 15th, so we can get that done in time. Metal siding is done. It's actually been invoiced, so that's been paid. The signage is done. That's been invoiced. At the time I did this, it said we do still have a couple need to be hung, and Randy's going to take care of that. Office moving, zoning is mostly moved. Lane conservation is moved. As far as the ambulance moving out, we're still waiting for a timeline on that. But I did move some more cubicles up to the office today. Randy's going to get the table put together, carpet shampooed, and we're going to start assembly. Let's see, we still always have the Pine Valley farm lease thing, land swap. I think that's part of the highway project, right, Commish?
Yeah, it is part of the County Highway O project. Everything to do with Pine Valley and the land swap is on hold until that project is eventually completed in years to come.
Looks like the UW campus copper top, we're still working with Russ to finish whatever needs to be done out there.
I can speak to that one. That we have a contract for design service, which will be going to UW Education Standing Committee on Monday. Thank you.
Was that for a roof repairs? Is that right?
That is correct. That's going to be for partial roof repair or replacement on the Wallace Student Center, the copper top building, on the flat sections. The copper sections, I believe, were replaced with the hail damage a few years back, but we have some significant leakages on the main center flat section by there's like some dampers or fire vents or something of that nature that's right over the auditorium section that they're getting some significant leaking into that room. So that's our main focus.
Okay, thank you. Anybody with questions for either Cheryl or Clint? Seeing none, we'll move to MIS number 7. Barb.
And do you want to go on to my other ones? I don't have a lot to offer except for, can you put the agenda up? You. We have not filled the position. We've had 0 applicants for our assistant position. At $14 an hour, I can tell you how many I'm gonna get. We're not gonna get anybody to apply. McDonald's and Culver's both pay more. So I don't have any hopes of ever filling that position. There are no benefits with it. There's absolutely nothing to attract anyone to apply for it. So unless the committee has desire to increase that pay, there's nothing we can do about it. That's the administrator's report. You can't act on it. It's just part of my report. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah, that's the primary thing. We're busy all the time. Lots going on. With the radio tower project heading forward, there's a lot of moving pieces with that. And then, of course, we have the next things down in your action items that we'll be talking about.
Where are we at with the radio project?
We are in the middle of a lot of things. Clay is talking to landowners. We'll have 3 additional towers that we're going to have to put up. He's been talking to landowners about where those are going to go. He also, let's see, we're renewing our FCC license. That's currently happening. We also, where else are we at with that, Jason? Getting the cameras and the jail control specs finished, so we can put that RFP out.
Is the council in?
No, we can't do that until the RFP is out for the cameras.
You're good for there for now, Bart?
That's
You wanna
it for
go to
It'd be 9.
number 9? Anybody with questions for Barb? Otherwise, we'll go to number 9.
Yep. It's a contracted position, so we don't advertise it's a Southwest Workforce Development position. If you went to Indeed, you will see it out there, but it's not our position to post.
Okay. Number 9, possible action on updating panic button located at the courthouse.
So can you pull up the number 9 quote? So when EMS was downstairs, they declined the offer for panic buttons to be installed. They didn't feel like they needed them. Now that zoning has moved down there, they're requesting that they have them. They had them up on the 3rd floor. When the company came back and looked, the antennas that we currently have installed are no longer available. Technology has changed, and we have to change and put in different antennas to put this in down there. Nope, that's 10. It's the other one. This one's from Midwest Securities. Yeah.
Still loading.
All right. So we've got Midwest Securities came in and looked at it. That's who runs the system. The only problem is, like I said, and I can't remember without this. I can remote. Do you want to pull it up, Jay? No, but you can remote in so I can always have the data.
Barb, that's the one for 2655.
That's what I'm looking for, yes.
Yep.
So we have to put the antenna in downstairs to get that connected. Now, the next question is gonna be, where do the funds come from? I don't know. The only thing that because it's not really a budgeted expense, it's part of the move. I don't know where you wanna do that from. If you wanna do it out of IT's funds, I guess we can. Or you can do it out of courthouse funds. I don't know what's there. But we have to pay for it to get it done.
I see there's 6 buttons. Are they replacing the old ones then, or?
They have requested 6.
There are none in that lower level?
No.
Okay. Cheryl or Clint, was there a little bit of that money left? What was it ARPA money we used for the windows and stuff? I saw 8,200 there. Or is that pretty well shot?
175.92, I believe there was a little bit there that could cover that, Clint, opinion?
Yeah, I agree. I think there is a small amount of single digit thousands, maybe. It's getting towards the end, but we can see if we can fit that into the 75 spend off.
Would that take a motion out of this group?
I don't think so, as long as you guys are,
I think that's the consensus in here. I don't see anybody shaking their head no, so. If you guys can make that work, let's get it done, please.
So there'll be messing around, but they will be putting equipment into the courthouse. That's why it's here.
Okay.
Mhm.
Any other questions on that one, committee? Cheryl or Barb, you're good?
Yep.
Going to 10, is that
Yep.
right? What is that one?
10 is a little bit bigger. So if we look at 10, and then there should be a 10A, I believe.
We have 10A, 10B, and 10C within.
Jason, do you want to explain those? Here.
Start with A, is that right?
Have him explain the attachments.
All right.
That's yours. So C is just a printout basically showing all of the servers that we have in the county presently and basically what our disk usage is. Some of the servers don't list both drives. Part of the drive is operating system versus our actual data. This is basically showing the data usage. And so you can see like sheriff data, Spillman server, some of the GIS servers, our Richland data server that houses pretty much like EMS, highway, zoning, land conservation. Now all these other departments around that server are getting basically at capacity or getting near capacity. So we would need to shut those servers down. We can expand the space out. The issue that we're running into is we don't have a whole lot of space left to expand out to. And then the other item to note is all the servers that are there in yellow on the side. Most of these servers are 2012 R2. That will become end of support October of next year. So essentially, I'm going to be needing space to stand up all new servers on most likely 2019 or 2021 server OS and migrating all these servers over at some point. So we're going to need to purchase more space, and that's what the EMC quote is. That's on 10A and 10B.
So the quote that we have is 38,000. And I need approval to do that. We're expanding our data, like Jason showed you, at a much more rapid rate than we ever were before, now that we're collecting more video and audio. So with that, we anticipated these costs in 2 years. We're there now. I can't wait 2 years. We'll be out of space.
You're thinking this will keep us,
It'll keep us for the next 2 years, and then we'll have to purchase the additional.
eventually, are we gonna run out of space, or are they making the servers smaller?
No, we'll just continue to buy more. You just keep adding space. Unfortunately, that's the way it goes.
Mr. Chair, question.
Yes, sir.
I didn't quite catch the implications of the end of support for the operating system. What kind of cost are we potentially looking at?
We will have to buy, we own 2019 licenses for some of them, not for all of them. But we'll have to purchase that licensing. That is within my budgeted numbers. So when we get to the point where we have to do that, you have to put up the new server, then move the data over to it. We have no capacity to set up a new server with the new licensing on it, move it over. So that would cause massive downtime if we don't do it that way. That's why we use the EMC, so you can do it without massive downtime.
But it's already in your budget? All right, thanks.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
How much data do we purge? I mean, it's gotta be,
That gets really hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. The previous year's data is all Word documents and it's not video. That's the key. We have barely anything that isn't Word documents. So even purging off old stuff, which we do, we archive, it's minimal.
what about the video though? How long do we gotta,
That I don't purge video until we purge the videos off of the meetings. And then, but we have to be really careful when we're purging like other video. Jason wants to talk to this.
is there rules to it?
Yep, because the Historical Society puts the rules out for us. We don't do those. And by the Historical Society rules, it's 120 days. But the problem is that there's evidentiary value to any of the sheriff's department stuff. I am not the person to make that decision.
The other part of that is a lot of the video that is even on here is after a certain period of time already being migrated off to a NAS storage appliance. So this doesn't even account for all the storage that is being used by the video.
It was just it was a question, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because you know, video takes up huge amounts of space and it can get rid of or move to something that they can go back and look on it.
Yep.
Okay.
Go ahead, Julie.
About a year ago we met, so probably,
Midsummer.
yeah, the new ones, because that's what made the difference.
Part of it is they've had wearable video for several years. It was on a different server. Now that they've moved to the WatchGuard video, they've implemented more, plus the other camera system went into the jail dispatchers. So we have added more content there. Plus we have, I believe, 4 squad cars that are doing in-car video. So that's added more content. So all of that's added up. And then we've had other departments that have continued to add on more content, more data. So it's added up fast.
In the last year.
And my question would be, how much video did we add with every one of at one time, all of our meetings were Zoom held?
That's all held out on YouTube, so
Okay,
that's not affecting us, because we delete that off as soon as we process, we throw it to YouTube and let them store
good,
it.
good. So we need a motion. Any other questions on this? It's budgeted item, so.
Well, it is and it isn't, we're gonna take it out of the Fund 92, the borrowed money. I mean, the money is there, it's
Okay.
not money we have to find.
Okay. If there's no other questions, Gary, you good? You gonna make the motion? Mr. Manning makes a motion,
I'll second.
seconded by Mr. Cooey. Any further discussion on the expenditure of $38,953.66 for the added storage, I'll say? All those, you got a question? Mr.
I do. I wonder if we could ask for a better look ahead on storage needs for the next several years and figure out whether we need to change how we're doing things.
We can look, but my crystal ball's kind of broke. I mean, not trying to be facetious, but I have no way of knowing, like, this, when they switch to these body cams, they're a much higher definition, so they take more space. I don't know what else is sort of shifting and coming, and without that knowledge, and no one does, you know, we can't really make a huge prediction. I tried to make one for 2 years out, and unfortunately it happened.
I know what I'd do. I'd make it about 70,000 for 2 years from now, so.
Yep, and that's exactly where we sit.
Yep,
40,000 a year.
yep,
Mhm.
or 80, but. Any other questions? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right. Number, what do we at now, Ms. Barr? 11, or are you done?
I'm done.
All right. Oh, and we're gonna skip number 11. I forgot that. Jeff came in and said he has not heard back from Attorney Wendell, so we are gonna remove number 11 as an action item. We gotta go back up to number 8, Highway Administrative Report.
All right, so first thing we're gonna look at is the monthly bills. Really actually kind of a light month, 316,878. The biggest purchase on here is $85,982.07 through Monroe Truck. That's for one of the 3 trucks that were bid out in 2021. I think that's when you guys, a couple years ago. And we're just now seeing them. So we have 1 truck in, it is now in service out on the road plowing snow. And then the other 2 trucks are due at the end of next week. So we'll have 2 more body builds to pay for. As body builds go, that would be for the actual dump body, the plow, the wing, and all the wiring and hydraulic systems that get, and computer systems that get installed into that truck. Everything else is kind of small, minor bills, mainly like truck parts, right-of-way negotiations, and then design and parts and materials. So pretty light month.
And for our newer members, Josh, how big a brine tank are in these new trucks?
Most trucks are coming with about 800 gallons worth of capacity of brine. That's what we're kind of ordering them with. We have a range of everything. We have about some that only hold about 250 gallons, and then the biggest that we have hold about 800 gallons, and then our big brine system that holds about 1,000 gallons.
Anybody have any questions on the bills? If not, I would entertain a motion to approve as presented. Mr. Cosgrove,
I'll second.
Mr. Cooley. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. All right. What else for Mr. Josh here? Back to my agenda. 2022 projects and status.
So end of the year, it's winter time. Basically, all we're doing at this point is finishing up making our sand for the year. We have harvested enough from the sand pit. It is now at the highway facility running through the screening plant. The sand salt shed is 100% completed, and we are piling sand in there as fast as we can run it through the screening plant. Basically, all we have there is maybe 1 to 2 more weeks worth of screening, which only takes really 1 guy to operate that process, and then we should be done. And then otherwise, the guys are just in the middle of snow maintenance, either fighting snow or they're fixing the trucks to get them ready to fight snow again. So that's basically where we're at for the end of the year.
Anybody with questions? Mr. Manning.
More of a comment and a question. I had to meet with the city council on a bid I did last week, Josh, and they're looking to get rid of a lot of sand. Anybody contacted you about that yet?
No one has contacted me.
I've done 2 different projects where they're talking, and it's beautiful sand.
Good
so
for
what
road
they want
use.
to do is have it removed and prepared for purchasing from individuals. And I said to make sure they talk to you because it is nice.
Okay.
A lot of it wouldn't even have to be sifted, I don't think.
All right, we'll look forward to that
May wanna talk
conversation.
to Jason about that.
Okay.
All right.
Good. Thank you, Gary.
That's due to, he's been around for quite some time, and, you know, we're short-staffed, and he's one of those guys that, you know, he started off liking to plow snow, didn't mind doing it, but then as time goes on, he gets older, he just doesn't want to be out there in the conditions anymore in a plow truck, so he's moving over to private sector, working out of a factory, doing maintenance is what he originally started doing in life, so.
Julie, you thinking of flying? No.
No retirement with this individual, just changing jobs.
Yep. You have anything else, Mr. Elder?
That is it.
I guess we can go. Mr. Clint, you still on there? Do you have anything else? Future agenda items we can talk about? But
This is Clint. I do not have anything.
Anybody around, Randy? Anything? You got my Christmas tree up?
All decorated.
All decorated, lights are
All
on?
lit.
It's not my tree, but Mr. Cosgrove helped get it
Yes, thank you.
delivered.
Thank you.
So if you see the tree out there, that was, Mr. Cosgrove can tell us how we ended up with that. Donation. Thank them kindly, so. Anybody else have future agenda items? Otherwise, I gotta look and see when we meet in January. Boy, new year. Looks like. No, what is it? Second Thursday, right? 12. January 12th. Looking for a motion to adjourn until January 12th at 4 PM.
I so move, Richard.
We'll let Richard do it. And a second by somebody. All those in favor of adjourning, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
4:26, there we go, another record.
That's a record.